I'm asking you to make as many mistakes as you can possibly make now when it doesn't count, when failure isn't going to be costly to you. It's so much better to make mistakes now and do a little dry run through the things that you might be wanting to do in the future, needing to do in the future. It gives you a lot of confidence when you've walked through something, a process, and identified the mistakes in in your attempt, so that you know the next time you do it, you're not going to make those same mistakes. I've talked before about the wheat that I put into pickle buckets. The pickle buckets were food grade, so I was on the right track with that. I put them into garbage bags, which was not food grade. Lined the pickle buckets with garbage bags, which was not food grade. That was not good. And the smell of the dill permeated the wheat, and so you end up with dill bread. You can smell the dill in the air when you're baking the bread. So if, my plan is to use it if I have to. If I can afford to get other wheat, I would probably do that and give this away for animal feed or to be planted or some other thing. So it's really important when you have the time and energy and your current needs are not pressing in upon you too greatly to walk through the steps of some of the things that you have planned for difficult times. If things become more difficult than they are now and you have to alter the way you do things, it's really wise to make the mistakes now. Uh, Trying to think. I've got my notes, even have notes now. I've got them spread from hither to yon. Oh, I know what I was going to say. For the last over 20 years, I have been failing miserable. I think I mentioned it in another video. I've been failing miserably at making 100% whole wheat bread. I don't know why, because I can cook and bake a lot of things. I don't follow recipes most of the time. I have a few standard recipes that I stick with, but uh, for cookies and that kind of thing, I just eyeball it. I call it a dump cook. My grandma was the greatest dump cook. If I make peanut butter cookies, I just throw the stuff in there and mix it up, and away we go. So it's been very distressing to me that the bread I've made resembles masonry, resembles bricks. My bread is fit for a mason. Just slather what do you call that stuff? Can't remember what you call the stuff you stack the bricks with. Mortar. Stack my bread with mortar, and you got a brick structure to be envied. At any rate, I'm being silly. Please forgive me. I have managed to screw it up no matter what I did. And I think I finally may have found the answer, although I haven't gotten back in the kitchen to prove it. But I think I was grinding the bread too fine. And a friend of mine told me you can also fail by having your bread pans be too big. You need little smaller bread pans. So I think I was grinding the flour too fine. I don't know yet. I know I can make bread rolls that are edible, but you want to make your mistakes when the consequences are not too high. I had a friend that had a recipe for raised glazed donuts, and I was able to walk through the steps of that with her in her farmhouse after she moved out of state. And I didn't want to try it the first time without somebody at my elbow. I guess I could have, but I wanted to walk through the steps of making the donuts with her. And we made donuts till they were all over the place. We had 86 donuts and 86 donut holes. So we ran around her locality giving away donuts that day. And then later, my nephew, who's now almost 30, when he was maybe 8, we made that same donut recipe. We got exactly 86 donuts and 86 holes. And so now I'm confident that if I want to make something yummy for my neighbors or my family or both during a time of difficulty, that I could make, 86 donuts and 86 holes and everybody be happy for a while, right? The other thing, what was it? I said even my notes have notes. My mistake, of course, with putting my wheat into dill buckets made my bread smell and taste like dill. If I spent the time telling you all the mistakes I've made, I wouldn't have time to make any other videos. So just gain. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all here. I'm really not. I just believe that we have a lot more confidence when we've learned what not to do so that we can avoid it in the future. And this is a good time to do it. If you ruin a batch of something, when you can still go to the store and get more ingredients, it's a lot less devastating than if that was the last you had of something and you couldn't get any more. That would not be a good situation. So, you know, if you're down to your last cup of freeze-dried strawberry slices and you're trying to make a strawberry pie, it would be good if you'd made the strawberry pie before so you didn't ruin your last cup of strawberry slices. Having said that, it sounds kind of dismal. I believe in being optimistic. I believe in being confident, to be able to have peace, and a lot of peace has come to me. Not that I have got it all together. By far, I don't have it all together, but I do get a lot of peace from knowing what I can do with what I have, and that's a topic for another video, so I'm going to stop right there. This is 6 minutes, and that's a little too long. Have a great afternoon, evening. Time to prepare.